Muchachos, we are going to make the Hombre Araña, Miles Morales. We're gonna do a Spider-Man this time. This time it's not just gonna be any Spider-Man. Nope. It's gonna be Miles Morales. Can you say Miles Morales? Hey, listen. I am a man, el hombre araña. Colocuelo. In my come, you see my friend, the old Wolverine, the Supermanuel, the Iron Hombre, and Capitán America. Gonna wanna be Captain America. Gonna wanna be Captain America. Oh my goodness. Sometimes doing just a nice old drawing is the best way to relieve some stress. Y'all feel stressed out? School's starting. Yep, it's that time of year. Getting to be August. Back to school. I loved back to school, didn't you? You know what I really loved? Is when people would say, "Are you excited about going back to school?" No, nobody's excited about that. And if they are, they're lying. Nobody is excited about going back. And if they are excited about going back, they always say this dumb excuse of, well, at least I have something to do. There's plenty of stuff to do during the summer. You know what there's plenty of time to do during the summer? Nothing. And you know what? Doing nothing is really doing something. You're not just sleeping, but even if you are sleeping, you're dreaming, y'all. You're dreaming. What you gotta find yourself doing is doing your drawing when you're sitting in front of the TV. And that's okay too. You know, just gonna be a big old fat slob. What 3 words best describe you? You're fat. You're stupid. No one likes you. You know what'd be the perfect weekend? Take in the time to make a picture of Spider-Mans. Them Spider-Man movies is always fun. Even the bad ones is fun. They all have good parts. They all have fun bad guys in them. Say what you will about the Spider-Man 3, but I liked that whenever I first saw it, and then everybody got on the shit on it train and just decided it was bad. Remember whenever episode 1 came out? Look online and look at people's reactions to when episode 1 of Star Wars came out. And everybody said, oh, the special effects were the best, and Jar Jar was funny. They all said it. You know why? Because it was fresh, and the hate train didn't pull into the station yet. Because everybody had to get on that bandwagon whenever they decided, oh, this is dumb. This is all dumb. In retrospect, yes, everybody liked it at first because they were excited. But then it settled in and you said, oh, no, about that one, it was dumb. And then they got even worse. And whenever episode 2 rolled around, yeah, everybody, that came out. And speaking of Spidey, that came out the same year. They both came out in 2002. So whenever Spider-Man came out in 2002, episode 2, Attack of the Clonies, came out. I remember people telling me, they said, it's better, man. It's a better movie than Spider-Man. Yeah, it wasn't, and we all know it. I don't hate the Star Wars movies. I don't hate them Star Wars. The revenges of the Jedis and the returns of the Sithies and the Attack of the Clonies and the Phantoms of the Menaces, the news of the Hope and the Empires striking back and returning of the awakening of the Force, and what was the last one called? That's funny. Last of the Jedis. Oh, remember how fun old Darthy Maul was? He was really the best part. He was cool looking, and I hope that they do something else with him, because I remember in that, spoiler alert, it's been a year and a half. Come on, guys. Remember whenever he popped up at the end of Solo, and you were like, yes. Why didn't they throw him in? They should have thrown him in the middle of the movie. What if he came back in that? Oh, that would have been cool. And Han had been the one to kill Darth Maul. That would have been fun. Why didn't they do that? He had a cool ass face tattoo, and he was rocking no legs. When you're doing your picture of Miles Morales. See, this is the Miles Morales Spider-Man. Different costume than what Peter Parker does. Peter! This is not going to be the suit from Into the Spider-Verse. This is the suit from the comic book that Miles Morales was in, was the Ultimate Spider-Man books. The hardest thing about doing a Spidey is getting a pose that's not too confusing to where you can see his costume and it's dynamic. It's all about dynamics. Dynamies. Look at, there comes the Spider-Man. Look at the wee spider Peter Parker, he got to right to run down here. Is that Irish? And that's when you say you got to go to Scotland. Haggis, filthy haggis, sheep's bladder filled with meat and barley. How revolting. Highlander. God, that movie was weird. Did they ever really figure out what the prize was? I know that they said it in the first movie, but then, God, I don't understand that second one. They were aliens, but it wasn't supposed to be in continuity with the first one? I don't know. But I think that when you do make your Spider-Man, that you're going to want to make your Spider-Man so nice. You can really pick whichever Spider-Man you want to do. I don't give a shit. Sometimes you just want to get Spidey in there. And when you get your Spidey picked out, you can do the old classic Peter Parker Spidey, you can do the Scarlet Spidey, you can do the Venom symbiote suit Spidey, and sometimes you just want to get the old classic Bagman Spidey armored Spideys. You can get a zombie Spidey. You can turn your Spidey into whatever Spidey you want to turn him into, because you just do what Spidey you want to do. Oh, Mama. So, first day of school's coming up. Nobody get them nightmares about having to go back to school. Do you ever get those nightmares about having to go back to school? There's always a damn test, and you show up, or you miss the test, or you're late. You're always late, you're always in trouble, and you're so convinced that you're actually there. I don't like them dreams. Don't give me no dreams about being back in school. Those are just the pits. Miles Morales, Spider-Man, don't you know who you are? Peter, don't you know who you are? This is Miles Morales. Alicent, do you remember Antonio Abanares? I'm going to give you the great honor of being my horse. My horse? You are my horse. And this is Miles Morales. He's going to fight the Green Goblin, the greenest of the goblin. How do you say a green in Spanish? In Espanol, you say Yade. Is Yade a Spanish word for green? I do not know. There is no way of knowing. And sometimes, when you do Antonio Banderas and say words with the hardest T's and S's and D's, listen, señorita, you come to the lair of the fox, the lair of Zorro. Remember the second one? Oh God, don't talk about that. The Mask of Zorro sequel? Did you know they made a second one? I was working at the movie theater when The Legend of Zorro came out. Oh my God. That was about as bad as The Mummy Returns. Remember The Mummy Returns? Ooh. But which one would you rather have? The Tom Cruise mummy? Anything that was cool that happened in the movie happened in the Brendan Fraser Mummy movie, which is still really fun to watch. But Mummy Returns, holy shirt, no go for me. I don't want to do that ever again. He's had this it's a Steven Sommers problem. And change your name. Don't do that. Don't be that guy. Change it to Summers, okay? Do you think they called him Sommers in high school? I don't think so. Do you think I'd be at the store alone? I don't think so. Steven Sommers makes that first Mummy movie, and it's great. He said, well, you don't need to make a horror movie. You need to make it Indiana Jones fights the mummy. And he did. And Brendan Fraser is really good in that movie. And you know what? That was the first movie I saw in stadium seating. That was 98? 9? The Mummy Returns came out in 2001. I'm not even going to look it up. That's off the top of my head. The Mummy Returns came out. You got that. And then the only thing I really... Oh, yeah, the Scorpion King was in that, wasn't it? That was fun to look at. Big old CGI Dwayne The Rock Scorpion King Johnston. He was in there. But anyway, they had those little... I guess they were supposed to be pygmies. That's what they called them. They did. They called them pygmies. But aren't pygmies South American? Who knows? I don't want to hear about the bad stuff that's going on with South Americas. He had those pygmies and that kid. Oh, you know what? I bet you if you looked him up, that little crap isn't anything anymore. No, he ain't. He's got to have a slingshot. If I had a slingshot, I said that'd probably be pretty fun. But if I had oh god, that kid, he had to be. That's what they said. Dennis the Menace had a slingshot, and everybody thought he was cute. Oh, that kid had a. I bet. Oh shit. Think the kid that they. Why? Okay. Here's the problem. They keep wanting to put kids in these movies. They put a kid in episode 1. He's in jail, by the way, now, I think. And that sucked it up. Remember how much it sucked it up? God, and it's not really his fault. George just couldn't direct. He just can't direct acting. He can't do it. So they had that kid in episode 1. And then they had that kid in The Mummy Returns. And then they had a kid in The Legend of Zorro. Let's take a poll. Which kid was the worst? Which one was the most annoying of all those kids? And I really have to say that Jake Lloyd was annoying, but he wasn't supposed to be funny. And those kids in the Zorro and the Mummies, and they both had to say ass. I remember them both having the same line of like, oh my god, that kid, did you hear him say ass? He said ass. Mom, what does ass mean? He said, kick your ass. And he said, oh my god. Guys, listen, I think I just figured it out. There must be a book that says there has to be a kid in the Short Round. But Short Round was funny. I liked Short Round in Temple of Doom. He was fun. He wasn't annoying. They also had more Indiana Jones in that movie. But what is this deal with the kids in these sequels? And you know what? Temple of Doom, arguably not worse than Crystal Skull? I'm cringing while I'm saying that. Crystal Skull? Oh, crap. And then they gave him a kid in Crystal Skull, didn't they? Wouldn't it have been great if... Guys, retrospect. Listen, why wouldn't they bring back Short Round in Crystal Skull? If they brought back Marion, why wouldn't they bring back Short Round? Why throw LaBeoufs in there? Oh, guys, the opportunity we could have had, and it would have been, that would have been perfect. Because Short Round could have been inspired by Indy. He could have, listen, the kid fought off the Moram and, the evil Indian dudes from Temple of Doom. Why didn't they put Short Round in there? That would have been better. That kid's alive. He's healthy. I've seen him. Throw him in there. He can be goofy, and people would like it. The opportunity we missed. If they end up doing that next Dr. Jones, you already like it, don't you? You call him Dr. Jones, doll. No time for love. Oh, Short Round, guys. Oh, we missed it. A golden opportunity. They should have thrown Short Round in there. Oh, but see, he wasn't annoying. So why did Short Round work? You know why? Because he wasn't you know why they kind of worked? Because they didn't treat him like a kid, really. Or did they treat him? I guess they treated him like a kid, but Indy was playing cards with him in that one scene because he was talking to him like his buddy. It was his buddy. That's probably what it is. He was his buddy. Having Spielberg be the acting director probably helped. Short Round, guys. He's the only one that's worked. It's the next worst of the Indiana Jones movies. Crystal Skull's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Aliens. God, have you watched it recently? Guys, it's still bad, and I'm so sorry. But think about it. If Short Round had been in that damn movie, how much better it would have been. Guys, it's so much better with Short Round in there. I don't know. Shia, you just got weird on us, man. Why'd you have to get so weird? Anywho, what other kid is there? There's Short Round has been the best. Add a kid to the sequel kid. And then the really bad ones. Anakin Skywalker, Joaquin in The Legend of Zorro, and Fart Face. Don't throw kids into movies that didn't have kids before. Well, I guess it worked in Aliens, but I never watched the original trilogy of Alien movies. I know, but I get it. We all get it. We get it. It's kind of like you have to stick with the formula of the guy, the girl, the buddy, like the Mummies and Indiana Jones and Zorro, the guy, the girl, and the buddy. So yeah, that kind of is the formula, isn't it? It's the three people dynamic, and they throw it into these adventures and swashbuckling movies. Did they throw a kid? Oh, they threw a little kid in Superman Returns. Oh, another damn kid they put in Superman Returns. But Brandon Routh's going to get to play Superman again in the CW Crisis on Infinite Earths. Oh god, I can't wait for that. That's going to be cool. I hope they give them so many millions of dollars to do that. Oh boy, that's going to be fun. I'm going to pitch this movie idea out there. If they make a Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover on CW, if Adam West had still been alive, they would have put him in there because Burt Ward is supposed to show up in that. Linda Carter is supposed to show up in that. And why wouldn't you just take a couple of the movie people and pepper them in there somewhere? They gotta hop through DC universes. I'm telling you, if they wanted to, they could have a Crisis on Infinite Earths movie where it extends from the TV show. Okay, why not? Let's just say in the Flash TV show, they have Barry Allen get pushed into the multiverse. You have Barry Allen go through all of the different TV and movie incarnations of the DC characters. And it'll be okay for him to run into other actors who are playing the same character. So you have Barry Allen, somehow, let's say Eobard Thawne throws him into a breach, and he has to run through all these different universes to catch Eobard. And he runs through John Wesley Shipp's Flash universe, and he runs into all those guys that have been in the old show. So he runs through there, and he has to have the other Flash help him figure out where he's going to go, something like that. And then he goes into another universe, and he ends up in the Justice League movie universe, okay, with all those guys already being part of the same world. So he runs into the Henry Cavill Superman. I'm sure they can get Ben Affleck to come back and play at least Bruce Wayne. They have to help him figure out where Thawne has been, and he runs into Ezra Miller Flash, and maybe they have a fight. That'd be kind of cool. So then he has to get out of that universe, and then he goes to the Dean Cain Superman universe and runs into Terry Hatcher, and they put them back in their costumes, and he's in his Superman suit. They run into the dude that played the Lex Luthor of that show. Would be cool too. Have him get out of that universe, go into Linda Carter's Wonder Woman TV show, get out of there, run into Michael Keaton as Batman. Then as he's talking to him, he's unaware of all the other superheroes, because he's the only one that exists in that world. So he has to figure out, how am I going to get you out of here? Oh god, that'd be cool to see Keaton in the suit again. And then he leaves there, and let's say the Val Kilmer, George Clooney, Chris O'Donnell universes are not the same. So he runs between those two, runs into them. He can run into, what else would it be? The Superman Returns universe, which would be the continuity of the Chris Reeve universe, and he runs into Brandon Routh. And then Routh, they get into a scuffle and they have to, save something. And then they leave there and go to the Burt Ward, Adam West universe. And he runs into all the Batman villains. And from there, what else could he run? Oh, then he could go from there to Christian Bale universe of Batman. And you could insert him into the Dark Knight. So that way you could have Heath Ledger come back as a CG version of him being the Joker. Do that face app to somebody playing his Joker. Wouldn't that be cool? Then he gets through all those and he goes back to his universe. So all the other ones still exist, but you've got to see them one more time and see where they are in their lives. Wouldn't that be cool? It would be cool. Let's do it. Just like this picture of Spider-Man, the Miles Morales Spider-Man. And it is good, and I hope you like it.